Among the many Turkish dramas that reached international audiences with English subtitles, Turkish Ertugrul became one of the most beloved and influential productions ever created in Turkey. The historical epic captured viewers around the world by telling the story of Ertugrul Bey, the father of Osman I, founder of the Ottoman Empire. What started as a regional historical drama quickly transformed into a worldwide sensation thanks to its emotional storytelling, massive battle sequences, political intrigue, and unforgettable characters. The availability of high-quality English subtitles allowed millions of viewers outside Turkey to fully experience the depth of the series, turning it into a cultural phenomenon that reached audiences across Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and even the Americas. One of the biggest reasons the series became globally loved was the scale of its storytelling. Unlike smaller historical dramas focused mainly on palace politics, Turkish Ertugrul presented an expansive world filled with tribal alliances, betrayals, wars, secret missions, and ideological conflicts. Every season expanded the scope of the narrative while maintaining strong, emotional connections between the characters. Viewers became invested not only in Ertugrul's personal journey, but also in the survival of the Ke tribe and the future of an entire civilization. English subtitles helped international fans understand the political discussions, cultural traditions, and philosophical themes that were central to the story. The performance of Engin Altınzade'nin as Ertugrul played a massive role in the success of the show. His portrayal balanced strength, wisdom, compassion, and leadership in a way that made the character deeply respected by audiences worldwide. Ertugrul was presented not as a flawless warrior, but as a leader constantly tested by betrayal, grief, impossible decisions, and personal sacrifice. This emotional complexity elevated the series far beyond a simple action drama. Many viewers admired the character because he represented honor, loyalty, and justice in a dangerous world filled with corruption and political manipulation. The battle scenes became one of the most talked about aspects of the series. Turkish television had rarely produced action on such an ambitious scale before. Sword fights, horseback chases, large-scale wars, ambushes, and tactical confrontations were filmed with cinematic intensity that surprised international audiences. The choreography made battles feel brutal and realistic, while still maintaining the heroic atmosphere expected from an epic historical series. Combined with powerful music and dramatic pacing, these scenes created unforgettable moments that kept viewers emotionally engaged throughout all seasons. Another major reason for the show's popularity was its exploration of brotherhood and tribal loyalty. Relationships between warriors, families, and allies carried enormous emotional weight throughout the narrative. Characters often faced painful choices between personal desires and their duty to the tribe. These emotional conflicts gave the series a strong human core beneath the political and military drama. English subtitles allowed non-Turkish viewers to fully appreciate the emotional depth of conversations involving honor, sacrifice, faith, and family values, which became some of the most memorable elements of the show. The villains in Turkish Ertugrul also helped elevate the series. Instead of relying on simplistic antagonists, the show introduced layered enemies with complex motivations. Templars, Mongol commanders, corrupt merchants, traitors within the tribe, and rival leaders all presented different kinds of threats that forced Ertugrul to adapt constantly. Some villains used brute force, while others relied on manipulation, espionage, and psychological warfare. This diversity kept the narrative unpredictable and added tension to nearly every episode. Visually, the production created an immersive historical atmosphere that fascinated audiences worldwide. The costumes, tribal camps, weapons, architecture, and landscapes made viewers feel transported into the medieval world of Anatolia. The series invested heavily in creating realistic environments that reflected the harsh conditions of the era while still maintaining cinematic beauty. The use of wide outdoor locations, mountains, forests, and battlefields gave the show an epic scale rarely seen in television productions outside Hollywood. The soundtrack also became an iconic part of the viewing experience. Emotional orchestral themes accompanied moments of triumph, tragedy, sacrifice, and war, intensifying the emotional impact of key scenes. Many fans around the world began associating the music with courage, resilience, and heroism. The opening themes and battle compositions became instantly recognizable among international viewers who followed the series through English subtitled streaming platforms and fan communities online. Another important aspect of the show's success was its focus on values and ideals rather than only spectacle. Themes such as justice, loyalty, leadership, perseverance, and faith were deeply woven into the narrative. Even viewers unfamiliar with Turkish history became emotionally invested because the story explored universal human struggles. Characters constantly faced moral dilemmas that forced them to choose between power and integrity, revenge and mercy, survival and honor. These timeless themes gave the series emotional power far beyond its historical setting. By the time the series concluded, Turkish had become far more than a Turkish television drama. It evolved into a global cultural phenomenon that introduced millions of international viewers to Turkish storytelling traditions and historical narratives. The complete availability of English subtitles allowed audiences from different countries to connect deeply with the characters and themes without losing the emotional essence of the original dialogue. Even years after its finale, the series continues to attract new viewers who discover its epic world through streaming platforms and online fan communities. Before the rise of Turkish, many international viewers associated Turkish television mainly with romantic dramas and family melodramas. While those genres were already successful in several countries, this historical epic completely changed global perceptions about what Turkish productions could achieve. The series demonstrated that Turkish studios were capable of creating large-scale historical adventures with cinematic visuals, emotionally layered storytelling, and action sequences that could compete with internationally popular productions. English subtitles became essential in helping this transformation reach a worldwide audience. One of the most remarkable effects of the series was the sudden global interest in Turkish history and culture. After watching the show, many viewers began researching the origins of the Ottoman Empire, the history of Anatolian tribes, and the political conflicts of the medieval Islamic world. Fans from different countries discussed historical details online, analyzed character arcs, and explored the real-life inspirations behind many of the events shown in the series. Few television dramas manage to inspire that level of curiosity about a nation's history and cultural identity. The emotional pacing of the show also contributed greatly to its international success. Unlike many Western historical series that focus heavily on constant violence or political cynicism, Turkish balanced action with emotional reflection and moral philosophy. Characters spent time discussing loyalty, justice, leadership, and personal responsibility, giving the story a more thoughtful and inspirational tone. This emotional depth attracted viewers looking for stories driven not only by spectacle, but also by meaningful character development. The series also succeeded because it appealed to multiple generations simultaneously. Younger viewers enjoyed the action, battles, and heroic moments, while older audiences appreciated the themes of honor, family, and tradition. Families often watched the show together, which helped increase its popularity across different regions of the world. The availability of reliable English subtitles made the experience accessible even for households where Turkish was not spoken at all. Another major factor behind the show's lasting popularity was the consistency of its world building. Across multiple seasons, the series maintained a coherent atmosphere and narrative structure while introducing new enemies, alliances, and political threats. The writers carefully expanded the universe without losing focus on the emotional journey of the main characters. This long-form storytelling created strong emotional investment among viewers who spent years following the struggles of the Ke tribe. The female characters in the series also gained enormous admiration from international audiences. Women like Halim Sultan, Haim Anna, and Aslan Hatton were portrayed as intelligent, resilient, and influential figures within the tribal world. Rather than existing only as secondary romantic interests, they played critical roles in political decisions, family leadership, and moments of survival. Their strength and emotional depth added balance to the narrative and expanded the show's appeal among global viewers. Streaming platforms and online communities played a huge role in spreading the popularity of the series. Fans shared clips, translated scenes, created discussion forums, and recommended the show across social media platforms. English subtitles helped the series transcend language barriers, allowing viewers from entirely different cultures to participate in the same global conversations about characters, battles, betrayals, and emotional moments. This online engagement helped sustain interest in the series long after individual episodes aired. The production quality of the show also earned widespread respect. From costume design to set construction, the creators invested heavily in authenticity and visual detail. The tribal camps felt alive, the battlefields looked massive, and the environments reflected the harsh realities of medieval life. Combined with strong cinematography and dramatic music, the series created a cinematic atmosphere that many viewers did not expect from a television production. Many fans consider the series emotionally addictive because of how deeply it developed long-term relationships between characters. Friendships, rivalries, romances, and betrayals evolved slowly over time, making emotional moments feel earned rather than rushed. Major deaths and sacrifices carried enormous emotional impact because audiences had spent dozens of episodes growing attached to the characters involved. This emotional investment became one of the strongest reasons viewers continued recommending the series to others. Even after its conclusion, Turkish remains one of the most loved Turkish series ever released with English subtitles. Its global success opened doors for many other Turkish productions to gain international attention and proved that Turkish storytelling could resonate powerfully across cultures and languages. For countless viewers around the world, the series became not only entertainment, but also an unforgettable emotional journey filled with courage, sacrifice, loyalty, and the dream of building something greater than oneself.